Well, I sent that music to Sage and Gentlewing, and I heard back from him. They had trouble. He couldn't open the, for some reason, the video wouldn't play. So I don't know what happened. It took about 4 tries. Finally just sent the music minus the video. So he said, well, I finally heard it. I like your musicality, but I have other plans for OB Blues. I don't really like the Native American flute on it. However, I could see a different sort of improv collaboration that would work better. Okay. So I wrote back to him and said, well, this was not to interfere with your music. That's not the intention, but simply to show you that I can play okay, you know. So, yeah, I wasn't saying you should change it and put my stuff on it. No, I just figured, you know, this is his piece. He knows, you know, the whole thing of it. So if I played with that, you know, he can see, you know, if I can play or not, if he likes the way I play, whatever, you know, that's all. I wasn't suggesting that he needs to change it. But, so anyway, we'll see what happens. He did like my musicality, okay, so that's good. And he does have perhaps some other ideas, so we'll see what happens. You know, the worst that can happen is nothing happens. Okay? So, anyway, it was nice to get it back that he does like my musicality. You know, in other words, I can carry a beat, you know. I can play, I can carry a beat. I can follow a tune, you know. So, we'll see. Step by step. Don't know what happens. Anyway, also called the broker today, and he said don't expect anything to happen in the next 2 weeks. Usually this time of year, for the next 2 weeks, nothing at all takes place. So if anything happened during the next 2 weeks, it's a miracle, basically. It's, you know, really quiet. When you have coming up on Christmas and then right after to New Year's and stuff, you know, very dead time of the year for doing anything with real estate. So, again, it's a waiting game to see what happens. But there we go with that. So, again, you know, it's kind of my life at this point in time is kind of a waiting game. And see, you know, if something develops or not. But I'm just going to continue to sit and do the music. I haven't heard back from the other guy with the tracks, what he charges for that. Still waiting to hear back from him. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that too. Anyway, starting to get late. I got to take the 2 monkeys outside one more time this evening before it gets too really cold. And just do some more music and call it a night. Anyway, I looked online at the tarot cards that I ordered. I hadn't looked at the whole deck. I only saw three cards. And then so I did watch a flip through of the deck that I ordered. I really am going to like that deck, I think, a lot. So now I can't wait till it gets here. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's if they actually get it to me or not. So Anyway, and then today I watched a little bit of the back and forth they had trying to decide the rules, going forward. And it's, was basically the same thing as the watching the House. The Republicans were still on the same rant and nonsense, You did nothing wrong. I don't know what your problem is. Basically, it's like, oh God. Yeah, it's been how long of this stuff? You do really get tired of it because nothing changes. One side, this guy's a criminal, and the other side, he's done nothing wrong. And then Trump just off on his tirade again. There's no lower that Trump can stoop to. He's the lowest of the low. You just can't even stand to hear anything out of his mouth anymore. It's so foul, so degraded. And then to see people falling in line behind him is just, what has this world come to? I think I'm really happy my children decided not to have kids. I can't imagine raising kids in this environment with what's coming up at the moment. It is going to change. Thank God the children are going to change this as they grow up. But man, what a time to be living in. It's like that Chinese curse. May your time be interesting. May you live in interesting times. Well, I think we have hit that. We are living in interesting times. Okay? So, what are you going to do? We're living in interesting times. All we can do is continue to breathe and say, this too will pass. Okay? It's going to get better, and, hope to God when we get Trump out of office, he can't be there forever, when he's out of office and we get the next Democrats in, we need to make some sweeping changes. We need to take the House, the Senate, the presidency, and make sweeping changes. And they need to start doing something now before the elections come. The Russians tried to get in all 50 states. Okay, all 50 states they tried to rig the election. And of course, Trump doesn't want to do anything about that because that's his only chance of winning is by hook and crook, because he sure is not going to get their unpopular vote. And again, this is why the electoral needs to be changed. How many times have somebody won by the popular vote and yet they don't get the presidency? Because they lose for the electoral. Okay? So why are we voting? Why are we even voting if the popular vote doesn't mean a rat's ass? Okay? In the end. Okay? So again, really, we need to look at this, and we need to fight hard to get this system changed, because this cannot continue to happen. The Republicans have rigged this since day one. Okay? Because they have no ethics. Okay? Their idea of ethics is win at any cost. Okay? Win at any cost. That's their idea of ethics. Not genuine ethics. The Democrats hold to some ethics. Okay? And when the Republicans don't hold to any ethics at all, they see that the Democrats that have ethics and morality, they're losers. They're losers because of their ethics and morality. Because they will, do everything they can to use it against somebody. Trump obstructs everything, and then they whine and cry because they didn't get to have any, anybody up there testifying. Well, are the Democrats getting anybody to testify? Everybody that he obstructed, nobody can testify. And then they're crying about it because nobody testified? Just like, are you kidding me? You can't obstruct and say nobody can testify and then cry because nobody testified. It's just, it's so unfreaking believable. The games that these guys play. And then the maggot followers out there, they're feeding on dead carcasses of these old white guys that need to be out of office for a long time. You know, they don't get what's going on. They don't get it. All they watch is Fox, and they're told that those that are actually reporting the news is fake news. And the only one that's telling you the reality are the ones that are making up crap, right and left. They're not being honest in anything. And so these people have nothing to judge by. You know, some of these Bible Belt areas, they don't get any of the NPR station, nothing. All they get are the likes of the ones like Alex Jones, and that's Fox nonsense. That's all they hear. Day in and day out, become programmed with that. Where the heck are the other stations? Okay, I've actually been driving across the U.S. and you get in Bible Belt and you hear some of those preachers getting on, and I mean, I couldn't believe some of the stuff I'm hearing about how Trump is the light and this and that, and I mean, just okay. So it's just really, we're sometimes you wonder, are we living in a crazy house? It's like, I swear the inmates are in charge. Oh. But no, this too will pass. It's just hopefully sooner than later, because I know everybody's tired of it. I'm tired of it. Okay? I'm tired of hearing it. It's just like this constant drone of negativity, BS, and lies all day. And they're whining, and they're crying, and they're, yelling. And do you see the Democrats out there screaming all the time? No, it's the Republicans that are out there screaming. And yet they're saying that the Democrats are the ones that are violent. It's like, methinks they do project too much. Okay. So, they keep projecting out the things that they're doing in total denial of it and putting it out on the Democrats. Just craziness. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here for now, and we'll see what else is going on step by step. Just again, things are just a little crazy now. Thank God this year is almost over soon. This has been one for the books. I would like to read the history books in 25 years from now and see what the heck they're saying about this time. Although by that time I may not be around still on this planet. By that time I'd be up in my late 90s, so I don't know if I'll see that or not. Anyway, or if I made it to that point, if I'd even be lucid enough to understand what it is. But we'll see. Step by step, day by day. I figured at this age I'm living on borrowed time no matter what it is. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, everyone. Aho.